in their Premiership history. You know, we're talking about, you know, they're not doing well in Europe, which is the truth. They've just got to take the Premiership form into Europe, and that should be good enough.
Yeah, just don't worry about the pressure. I mean, they're basically already out. That's how they have to look at it now. We're basically already out. So let's just go for it. Let's go for it tonight. If things come off and if they get their noses in front, Richard, and they score early doors, Arsenal, as Andy Gray said, early doors, they could win 4 or 5 tonight. Maybe Leeds is maybe just going to kick them into the form that we're waiting on.
Because when they open up, Ray, they are as good as anybody.
I keep going back to last season, just before Christmas, Richard, and they were unplayable. You couldn't play against them. They were that dynamic. And let's hope they can get back to that, because they gave us immense pleasure. And I hope that they can get it together in this competition, because I'm sure there's lots more to give in this competition.
Well, let's get through this group stage first before Arsenal can start thinking about maybe then going on to win it, George. Arsene Wenger said, lose and we're out, but let's just take one step at a time. Let's win here. Would that be his last message?
I would think so. And he will, as I said earlier, he will keep the players relaxed. There won't be any big team talk, you know, trying to lift the players up. He will be just calming them down and tell them to relax and just do what they do in training and do what they do in the Premiership. Just go out, go forward. He'll want them to go forward. That's for sure. That's his philosophy. And if he can do that and they can get a goal, there's no reason, as Charlie says.
And he might be right, but who knows? I bet you weren't calm as you went to Anfield to tell your boys to win 2-0.
I've done it a bit differently from Arsene, you know, and there's no question about that. But there's different ways of getting success in managerial terms. You know, that's what makes the world go round. If everybody did the same thing, you know, it'd be boring. We've all got to do it in our own different styles.
These quality players that they have now, though, the people like Perez in particular, you want to say, get on the ball as often as you can. Go and get the ball. Just be expressive. Get it in the right areas and go and let the play develop. And that's why I'm pleased Parler's in there tonight, because he gives them an urgency surging forward, and he's got a little bit of steel about him, and I think that little ingredient could help Arsenal go and believe that they can go and win this game tonight.
I just think sometimes, Richard, they try and score the perfect goal. I'd like to see them get a few balls flashing across the face of a box with a few guys flying in on it, because that's what upsets European defences. They don't like it when the balls come flashing across the box. But you don't see Arsenal use that tactic. They try and score the perfect goal where it's just pushed across the goal and tapped in, and you don't score too many.
They got a result at Wembley, Kiev, but Highbury's different, isn't it, when they're breathing down your neck in the way they are?
Yeah, it is.
And when you get somebody like Dennis, if Dennis can get deep, he's the one who can thread the balls through for Lundberg. When Lundberg makes these great runs from the left flank across the back four, and Dennis puts them in. But we've got to see Lundberg and Perez, as Charlie said there. You know, these are world-class players, and they've got to now perform.
People at Silva, we were at Middlesbrough when Silva scored. They played fantastically well, and we thought, here's the old Arsenal, they're coming back out in style again. He scores at the weekend, and at Arsenal, Manchester United have not hit top form at all yet. United dominated an easy game last night for them, and tonight Arsenal should do the same.
Go on, open up, you Gunners. Let's join our match commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. On November the 5th, Arsenal still pondering why they have been providing the fireworks in the Premiership, but yet again damp squibs in Europe. Well, they have to find the blue touch paper tonight. Should, as expected, Inter gain revenge for their lapse in Russia and beat Lokomotiv Moscow in Milan. And Arsenal defeated Highbury will put them out of the UEFA Champions League. And even with a win, they will still need some gloves.
Frustratingly familiar as well. The boys in the studio that Andy was talking about, George Graham, Charlie Nicholas and Ray Wilkins with us this evening. We'll get their thoughts when we come back, but who need to win here tonight must win here tonight. Will he change it? We'll find out what the boys think in just a moment.
Minutes.
And what a goal. George Graham, Charlie Nicholas and Ray Wilkins are with us this evening. All the goals from a remarkable night around Europe before we go. 25 so far. 5.
It's been a roller coaster ride.
In case you hadn't noticed, this team is in bits, pal.
Money.
This is my club now. You lost, I won.
Murder.
You lie, you cheat, you blackmail people.
Sex.
My husband is lying in hospital and we've got to pick him up in an hour.
And death.
The High Chase United team coach has come off the M1 just behind me.
As we reach the 300th episode, what can possibly happen next?
I've always fancied you.
All new Dream Team, the 300th episode. 8 o'clock this Sky One Sunday.
It contains dissolving microgranules and gently cleans your teeth in a way you can really feel. New Minty Fresh Orbit Professional with microgranules cleans teeth in a way you can really feel.
Weekend football looks largely like this. Saturday, midday, Wolves play Birmingham. It's a pay-per-view offering. Channel 433 for details on how to order that. On Sky Sports Extra at 8 in the evening, it's Deportivo against Real Sociedad. And were they involved in a goal feast tonight? Deportivo, but not on the right end of it. Super Sunday is just that. First up, Liverpool and Manchester United. It's followed immediately by Chelsea and Newcastle. We start at 1 o'clock this weekend. It's live on Sky Sports 1. Liverpool and Manchester United, followed by Chelsea and Newcastle. And we're with Real Madrid again Sunday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 1. They go to Sevilla. Tonight's top stories in the UEFA Champions League to keep Arsenal alive. Locomotive do Arsenal a favour and get a draw in the San Siro. Henrik Larsson scores early to get Celtic on the way. And there were 11. Before we go at 11 o'clock, George Graham, Charlie Nicholas, Ray Wilkins are with us. We'll hear from them shortly. First of all, Claire Tomlinson with the details behind those headlines.
Well, it's been an amazing night. The goals have been flying in all over Europe, 26 in all, and we'll get to that amazing game in Monaco in just a minute. But let's start in Group A, where Bayern Munich's terrible run in the Champions League has continued. They were beaten 2-1 at home by Lyon. Giovanni Elber back to haunt his own club with the winner. Roy Mackay on target for Bayern, but Juninho with the other goal for Lyon means they went down 2-1 at home.
Well, before we hear from Arsene Wenger, let's remind ourselves what happened at Highbury tonight. Arsenal against Dynamo Kiev, commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Ash, could it have been any later or more dramatic?
No, but we dug deep and thought before the game that if we kept pushing them, we'll get a goal. And luckily for me, I was in the right place at the right time.
What a time to get your first goal of the season. Your first in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, I've had a few chances this season, but the lads have battered me for not scoring, but I'm just happy to be on the end of it.
The longer the game went on, do you think we've missed our chances? We've had decent ones?
Yeah, the longer the game went on, we thought, yeah, we've lost it here, but as I said, we've dug deep and we've done what we had to do.
Just how much pressure were you under tonight?
Yeah, a lot. I think we had a great result on Saturday against Leeds, and we thought if we can take that performance into this game, we'll do well, but give them credit, they dug deep and they played well.
Is an overwhelming sense of relief right now?
Yeah, we aim to get 3 points today and we got it, so hopefully we can take it into the next two games in the Champions League and hopefully we can go through.
Will this give you real belief now that Arsenal can do it in Europe?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as I said, we had great relief for the game that we can do it, and today we've proved it.
Well done tonight.
Thank you. Cheers.
Arsene, did that test even your unshakable belief in your own team?
I always believed that we could score a goal, but of course we played against a good team, and in the second half physical level dropped, and we had to dig deep to win it, and you never know. They looked always dangerous on the breaks, so it was an open game, and we played with many strikers in the end, so you know that you can get caught on the breaks.
But did it get to the point where you thought, we've had our best chances here, it's just not our night again?
Well, it looks like it was an invisible wall in front of the goal, and we wanted to do it so much. Sometimes when we had the chances, we take a little bit more relaxed in the Premier League, and because we didn't win for a while in the Champions League, we wanted to force every time a goal, and that's sometimes it doesn't go for you.
Was Ashley Cole an unlikely match winner?
Yes, because you don't expect him to score, but he scored a few, and especially you don't expect him to score a header.
How tight is this group?
It's not only very tight, but as well very good. I think the two teams, Kiev is a very good team, Inter Milan is a good team, and Lokomotiv Moscow is a good team. So it is very tight, and it's very difficult to say who will come out of it.
Did you think perhaps tonight you were still trying to score that perfect goal?
I don't know. In the first half we took our chance quite quickly, and in the second half we looked always for a special pass and an extra pass and controlled the ball. And there was as well the experienced side with a lot of physical shrewdness at the back. They hold your shirt at the right moment without looking like a foul, and they man mark you everywhere, and it is very difficult physically.
But overall, a very happy man tonight?
Yeah, I'm very happy because it became a little bit an obsession with Champions League not winning, and when even if you know you can win the games, but when the statistics go against you for a long time, it's difficult.
An obsession with who?
No, an obsession that you do not win, and then the Champions League becomes an obsession. But the more it becomes an obsession, the less you're likely to make it, and that's why maybe we can take it a little bit in a more relaxed way in the next game.
But it's still an obsession.
Still.
Well done.
Thank you.
He might be very happy, Arsene Wenger. He also looked very tired. Plainly, that took it out of him tonight. Into lead, 7 points their return. Then come Kiev with 6, Moscow with their 5, Arsenal with 4. And look what Arsenal have left. They go to the San Siro on November the 25th and finish against Lokomotiv Moscow on December the 10th. In to go to Kiev on the final day. Do we fancy them now, George?
Yes, I still fancy them, yeah. I think they were a bit fortunate tonight, without question. A win was everything tonight. That was the most important thing. They had to win to sort of stay in the competition. And as we've seen, everybody's beating everybody else. And Arsenal now got to pick up. They know what they've got to do. I think Charlie mentioned it earlier. They've got to go to Milan and say, right, Milan are not playing well. The best result and the best performance Milan have had this year was at Highbury. So we all think they're unbeatable, but they've not been playing well in Italy. So they've got to go there with a lot of confidence, Arsenal, and take them on.
Did they convince us tonight, Arsenal, that they looked like a team that wanted that win?
I think they do, Richard. I think they lack an enormous amount of confidence, Arsenal, when they don't get that early goal. And it definitely shows. And when they're playing against sides that counter-attack as well as the likes of Kiev, it's always going to be a problem. It always plays in the back of your mind as well. That's their first home win in 7 games in the Champions League. And it does become a bit obsessive, as Arsene was saying there. But I honestly believe, Richard, and I've said it several times tonight, you've got to chance your arm a bit more and get more people in the penalty box. Because you won't score against these guys because they can defend. And they defend for their lives.
And you made the point earlier when the goal came, it was a scruffy goal. And how pleased were we?
You need someone who's going to drag a game. Keane does it for Manchester United.
Yeah.
I know they're missing Patrick. Well, Patrick doesn't do it like Roy Keane does it. They do it in a different way. But I think they're being too nice to each other. I think they could do a little fallout here and there. And I think if they got that, it might just get themselves sorted out.
He obviously taught you well, George Graham. He's sitting smiling alongside you.
It was easy. Tonight, I was looking at the Russian team tonight as well. And they got everybody back behind the ball. And that's one good thing. The next thing is you've got to defend. And they were making Arsenal play the ball into feet. The Russians were delighted with that. And Arsenal never went down the flanks until late on in the game. And they should be whipping balls in there. And people, as the boy says there, people have got to get into that box. But they continue to play the more sophisticated, playing in front of defenders all night. And they want the sophisticated goal. They've got to vary their attacking options.
Do you agree with Charlie? You'd like to see them have a little ruck here and there?
Yeah, I don't think that does any harm. The most important thing is not upsetting one another on the pitch. It's to get the result, and then you can upset one another off the pitch.
There are 11 goals in Monaco tonight. We'll see them shortly. But when we come back, we'll see how Sociedad and Juventus got on tonight. No marks for the kit, by the way. it would appear only to have one left full-back and not enough central defenders. Why has not more been done about that?
Well, we'd all love to have the ideal squad of players when you're a manager, Richard, but you keep on searching and searching. I would think in the summer Arsenal will be after a goalkeeper. They will be after another, at least one centre-back now, probably another full-back. So they don't need any creative players or any midfield or front players. They definitely need more defenders.
I remember you saying that last year. And the year before that. Here's Fan Zone.